Final question I want to ask you guys. You guys are playing on controller, and you guys are showing up everyone. Do you guys have any tips, any words you'd like to say?
No, man, I'm super happy to be here. I feel that it's a very unique and cool thing that him and I get to compete against PC guys and stuff and kind of put on for an entire community that I know I care a lot about. I'm sure you do as well. And you know, we're both doing very well today, especially you. Just keep on carrying the torch, and thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's an honor to be here as well. You know, we're doubted as console players, so to come in here and compete and, you know, play so high, it's awesome. And to meet Nick, it's awesome, man, having some good controller players in here.
Plus,
So
pretty
good. So good. People just sleep on it all day.
It's Aydan who's still here, pushing players out.
Oh, Slobings! Just
Heavy
beamed
sniper.
him. Heavy sniper is so powerful.
It's too good. The only player that can survive a heavy snipe is the Infinity Blade.
And here's from Slobings' POV. Lines it up. He shoots. He scores.
With the
there you
headshot,
go.
mind you, that player was 200 health pool.
Ouch. That is an ouchies. All right, Aydan now. He's going to be going up against Slobings. You know, Slobings has a crazy shot.
Yeah, he's trying to bait him to come closer. Like we talk about, you want him to do a close quarter engagement. That heavy sniper now no longer loaded.
Uh-oh,
Aydan's in a
not gonna
problem.
He's not going to be in a good spot here, Monster. He's going to chase the fight down, and he won't be able to stay alive as Aydan is dropped. He only got 1 elim, and Slobings has 4. That's going to give him a point.
Slobings towers now. But, you know, respectable shot from Aydan nearly turns that around. A 151. Just another look at Slobings. Marksmanship right here.
He was on fire.
Yeah.
He was on fire. And, you know, the heavy sniper is very powerful, but he was lining up some beauties. But Mateos, he's going to get 6th place. He didn't move from that last game. Congratulations to him. Nistic, Vide, Slobings, you got to keep an eye on that guy.
Keep an eye on him for sure.
His Tilted Towers play was unbelievable.
Dominate, and we see him continuing that dominant performance, able to weed out his other teammate and take that first victory royale in a really impressive performance. As Zeke pointed out, the pump to hand cannon swat that he executes here right on the end drops down, not afraid of taking that fight, and you see the entire time cool, calm, collect, knows he can take it, and he knew that was his duo partner as well. So really, really, really impressive by him. Drops the hot Marat as well. He's ready to get that. So we're going to stick on board with the Issa train, because in game 2, he had another really incredible moment, and that's what's propelling him to the top of that chart right now. Issa's mid-game rotation and tracking was really what enabled him in that second game to get a couple of points off of elims. He was kind of forced out. He was in a tough situation, gets dropped below 50 HP, and then all of a sudden grapples his way up, and he's able to find some shots. So as he drops him down, he has that grenade launcher. He's putting pressure down on everyone. But you see, he's in the middle of this circle, but he knows when to peek. He knows, as an intelligent player, knows when he can lay down shots. And when he does decide to lay down shots, he is absolutely laser accurate tracking them through. And you see, pokes out for a second, puts him out, getting blue and white hit markers, getting elims all over the place, and he drops it right there. And all of a sudden, he goes from 4 to 6. In the clip, you see him at 46 HP, boom, straight back up, and he's able to then transition this into a better performance. And that is exactly why he's sitting on top of the leaderboard right now. And with his incredible performance yesterday, I continue to see him putting it forward in the grand finals with 3 matches left. In the third match, we've seen somebody who...
Top 20, if you're Nickmercs, feel like you gotta be pretty darn proud. Nickmercs was pushing towards 7 elims there. He finished with, I believe, 6. The man continues to impress me. Every time I'm like, okay, Nick's done, that's his craziest thing he'll do on this game. No, now, again, showing up to this LAN environment, I mean, thankfully for the other opponents, Nick playing with a shirt on, or else he would have used the intimidation factor of his traps.
Just flexing.
That basically go above his head. As here it is again from Tilted. You're in Nickmercs' domain. I'm surprised people are even landing here.
The number of those engagements within Tilted in which Nick can bait players into situations that he already knows his way around with inside this whip, the shotgun shot right there, that double barrel is vicious up close.
Yep.
And as I was saying, Nick's ability to bait players into a situation where he knows he has the advantage, that staircase push, the elimination side there, he basically waited for the player to come around the corner and said, now you're on my turf, I have the height advantage, and I've got a shotgun.
Oh, I thought that was how we got the 6 to live. Followed up shortly after. That was against Sean.
Pushing Mute Sean there. Now, Nick 1 away from 7 here.
I feel like he's mad at himself for this one.
For not swapping. He had the double barrel.
He had the double barrel.
With how close they were, Misfits Freak would have gone down very quickly. They were stuck on top of each other. That's the range that a double barrel is just going to crush your opponent if you hit your shot.
And there's a look at this packed house we currently have live for. I believe he finished with 8.
He did indeed, and that's 3 points. Didn't make it, I believe, to the, actually, he did get top 10, so 4 points total from this game.
Yep.
See, the perfect time, catches Lene pushing up the ramp. So many different angles that players can be hiding in. Tracks one all the way down to the bottom, literally sitting on Poach as he tries to box Nickmercs out, and it was not fast enough.
And this was the big moment for Nick to get him to a 2-point game. You push forward, drum gun in hand, you spray down the wall. And look at from Nick's perspective how low he was down on the ground. It's a good job. Base holder wasn't focused on him. Nick gets a free elim there in the final moments. No builds left. He knew it was done. He knew it was over. But he's got to be proud of that performance either way. Make it into the top 10 with 8 elims. That's the game Nick needed. One pop-off performance. Could be the difference in a $1.5 million tournament between $5 grand and maybe 25 grand. We'll see.
That's quite a bit of money.
And I'm not exactly sure how it's stacked up here. We know one's on the ultimate high. It's Kamo. And okay, so 2 low, 1 ultimate low. That's Wixie, and then you got Skosas playing just I think mid ground, right above Wixie. And then Kamo up top has the shockwave nades, has healthy HP in comparison to his opponents. The only person near close is Wixie, but Wixie's out.
Kamo finds
Here's what happens.
5.
If he could just shockwave, boom, I'm in your 1-by-1. We might see it from Kamo here. If he doesn't feel like dealing with this spray, that's what we'll see.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for it there.
That's what I would
Feel
do.
the ceiling. Yep.
Here it
Touch
is.
the ceiling.
Boom.
Straight down. No,
Out
against
of
this out of the zone.
Just
Where's
like
he?
planned.
Where's he? Where's the last guy?
Right below with a campfire, but he takes it anyways. Good stuff.
Wow. So Kamo watched Atlantis Mitro's clip from last week. What is it? Week 2 when Mitro shockwave down. Now the angle wasn't quite perfect.
That's one word for it.
It was enough. It was enough to just kind of like set Skosas off because, like you see, he didn't even have enough. He was medkitting. Which, if he had done it correctly, he'd gone up to full. But it was enough to throw him off for a second.
That was dangerous.
That was really dangerous. Unbelievable plays that were held. But I'm sure you guys are curious at home. Final standings.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Let's look.
Here we go. Prepare yourselves. So coming out on top, Kamo. Woo!
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could
with
the water.
if you sit in the water and you crouch, you can actually sit below floors.
Submarine strat is what we call it. Where you turn into a submarine.
200.
Right?
Just very slowly make your way where you're going.
Down periscope. See,
Down low, down low.
time to just dig in.
Let's go, drop.
5 left.
Symphony and
You see
Destroy.
Symphony Destroy. They're calling for the drop to push in right now as the zone is closing. They take a little bit of damage from that, but not enough to matter. And they're in they have an opportunity here to capitalize. They're going to have to move across, and the zone is still over water. What a finish on this one.
1v2.
OP is eliminated. It's a 2v1 right now.
One bullet.
There's the last.
There it is.
It's King Richard Lupo.
Richard pushing in the last second. That no submarine strat will save you from the accuracy of destroying Symphony. Well played. Holy cow.
We've seen it in the past, man. High ground, especially in these types of situations. That usually leads to a victory.
Usually.
You know?
Not always.
Not always.
Anakin might.
You know, I gotta say, Aydan and Destroy, definitely one of my favorite duos of the day from NA.
I have no idea how to do that.
I mean, that's just like the skill gap right now. He's like, no, there is no skill gap.
No, there's none.
That's right.
I know, it's amazing. He makes, like, when you spectate him, it looks like it's the best PC player, but
Yeah. Don't forget he plays with a regular. You touched on
Bravo.
just saying that because he's a Fortnite.
No, I played with...
Highest eliminator from game one goes to Aydan, the crowd getting behind him early on. Let's see how we made it happen.
Keep in mind too, a controller player, one of the fastest edits I've seen on a controller right there is, as I'm saying, one of the fastest edits, puts the window and takes the shot. Excellent decision-making skills from him, and some very aggressive gameplay in recent, which we haven't seen a whole ton of. When it was time to move, he was pushing on players that were building themselves into 1-by-1s almost fearlessly. I love to see it, and his loadout was consistent with what you would see from a lot of
that's how he did it.
Yeah.
The rift to go, that makes sense. I was wondering how he wound up maneuvering early on. This was towards the end of this one. Try to make this a limb happen, I believe. This gets stolen from him? Oh, yeah. Okay, that was, yeah. This gets stolen from him, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
Right there.
Frustrating to say the least, as again, you see this packed venue. People just getting a little bit of a breather before game 2 starts on up. But we've got more replays to show you here. I believe this is SCDX. This would be back-to-back 7 elim games if he can earn himself one more elimination. Ridiculous, ridiculous stuff. And he's actually in another fight with Saint. He's in another fight on the map. We'll have to keep you updated on that one, as you see Hysteria still alive here. He got 11th in game 1, was 1 elim. He in that last fight was 1 elim away from earning that top 10 for a point.
Aggressive push and get Saint. That's 7 eliminations for the second game in a row.
I am speechless. I'm going to say right now, folks, can we give it up, please, in the venue for the performance we're seeing from Aydan right now? Mind-blowing stuff. 14 elims has already tied #1 from yesterday, which took them 4 games to reach that point.
Nobody else seems to be playing nearly as aggressively as he does, and he's taking advantage of that. Maybe it's a thought process.
Is this 8? Is this 8? Is this 8? Oh,
trap.
Okay, the trap stole it.
He only took 2 ticks from that. The